Hello everyone, welcome to the Hennessey Performance Racing League. My name is that one Portuguese dude, joined by Furchinator. Say hello, Furch.
Hi.
And today we're going to be racing the Australian GP in Division 2, the third race of the season. A couple of things to kick off before we start this qualifying session. If you haven't heard the news, the former Williams driver in Division 2, Josh, he has been promoted to Div 1 after his two victories. So he is no longer going to be in um, Division 2 anymore. So the points lead is wide open for anyone still in here, of course. It's the third race of the season, so it's still very early in the season. And, today we are at the Melbourne Street Circuit in Australia, and honestly, I'm excited to see how this is going. What are your thoughts, and what do you think we're going to be seeing this race?
Really, considering the last couple races, I feel like we're going to see a mix of Small, Logan, and Evids in the top three.
Definitely could see that as well. And, for those of you that don't really pay attention to this that often, Australia did get a new layout, so it's a much faster, shorter layout compared to what we've had in the past. Turn 1 is wider, along with the, there's a long DRS straight on the main back that's completely different, and the the corner after sector 2, the right-hander, is a lot different as well. So it'd be different to see, it'd be interesting to see how drivers approach this circuit, as we got our first couple of cars on track. I believe the first car is Garrison. Yes, it is, in the AlphaTauri. What kind of things, are we, like, what kind of strategy do we think we're going to see in this race today, Fritch?
So one major thing I can tell you is that this track does eat tires. Like, very much so, eats tires, so I feel like we're going to see a lot of medium to hards, or hards to mediums type strategy. We will see a rare soft if there's some sort of safety car, but I don't think that would I don't think necessarily that will happen.
Yeah, I agree with that as well, but at the same time, if you're someone starting maybe, around eighth to, 11th or so, I could definitely see some people trying the two-stop strategy, because, it has worked in the past, where people
Yes.
could go on soft, medium, medium, or, medium, soft, soft even. So it'd be interesting to see how this plays out as we see Garrison and the AlphaTauri ready to start this lap. And we'll go on board with them now, as DRS wide open, and this is where you start to deploy all the energy you have. Going into turn 1, it is wider than it is in previous years. It goes nicely through the gears. A little bit extra on the curb on the outside in turn 2, but no harm, no foul.
I
Deep in
will
the
say,
brakes.
or wait, I will say, remember, there is that extra DRS zone that's in place this year.
Yeah, definitely. Because I believe... Oh, he gets on the curb. Saves it for now. That
This
was a
game
little
does,
too close.
this game does use the 4 DRS zones, not just the 3.
And the corner he just went through, that'll be so critical in qualifying, because that really, if you're able to get that through there really well, then you can have a pretty good straight line speed, going down this main back straight. And as he goes into the chicane, a little bit slow, but still stable. And now coming up to another big change in the circuit is this right-hander, where it's completely wide than in the past, and now throwing it down to the right side, and now heavy on the brakes, avoids the curves, and now through the last corner, gets a little sideways, but still keeps it straight nonetheless, and will come to the line, DRS wide open, and the initial lap time to beat will be a 119 flat. Speed Racer, who's coming to the line right now, has invalidated his lap. That will not count, but it is a 19.9, so it's about 9 tenths off. Here comes Big Jim in the Ferrari to complete his lap. as Paul Walker Supra in the Haas goes up to the top with the 18.9, just barely ahead of the AlphaTauri. What will the Ferrari do? P3 for now. It's a 121.3. Who do you think we can see a pull here? As, you know, it is with, you know, just under 14 minutes left in this session. Birch, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Wait, what? Can you say that again? Sorry about that.
So, what kind of, as we, you know, continue to
Spin
talk,
and win.
goes to the top with the 17.8. That'll be difficult to beat. That is a second. That is an entire second faster than the whole field. But what do you? Who do you think we can see for our front runners? Maybe on the podium. Maybe on the top 3 in qualifying.
I mean, I feel like I said it earlier with it being a mix of one of the. I feel like either one of the Aston Martin's small NASCAR fan and Evids, but I feel like after the lap got put in by Spin and Win, he definitely could be up there.
Yep, as we see the McLaren go wide, that is Movement coming to complete his lap. It's not going to be that great of a lap, but just setting a lap time down, I guess. But I assume he must have spun earlier because it is
Big Jim just reset a
points.
lap.
Oh, with an 18.4, so he jumps up to P2 in the
Yes.
Ferrari. But Movement, I assume something had to have happened with him because he set a 130.3, and I know that's not legit. So.
And Go Boom is coming to the line to set his lap, which he takes a little bit of a drift there, so it's gonna mess up his time a bit. He was on a great lap. He got a 120, but with that drift, it lost him a couple seconds.
Yeah, it probably lost him over a second and a half, so he probably could have gotten the 18.5 at least.
And next closest is
Fan9 in the Aston Martin on his lap.
Yeah, his next closest is HMS because Joko, or is it Jocko or Joko?
Jocko, I believe.
Jocko ended up having his lap invalidated.
But here we go with the on board with the Aston Martin HMS Fan9 YT. Pretty solid lap for him, I guess you could say. It is stable. There is a yellow in sector 2. What's going on here?
That's a top of the tires. I think it's just them being slow, trying to go.
Well, that's an invalidation.
That's an
That's
invalidation.
unfortunate.
And straight to the pits he goes.
Yep, I guess. Oh my gosh.
And he has crashed out?
Yeah, he just smashed the tire barrier. That's unfortunate.
Well, what happened? Also, the fact that Evids keeps leaving and joining the server, the game, really has me worried if he's actually going to be able to get top 3 this race.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what HMS was doing. I guess he just didn't expect the little barrier to come up so soon. Just barely
he
hit
might
it.
have been trying to. He might have been trying to really
just,
fast go into the pits.
The right front just fell off. Unfortunate, but Jocko is coming to out of the last corner now. Not that much ERS left, but it is a 20.6. He could probably go faster because it is an initial lap. Another person on their lap who has set a fastest sector 2 is Mike G in the Williams. So this will be interesting to see how he completes this lap. I'm not sure how sector times are at the moment.
Freedom Flyer is also starting his lap.
Alright, and the Freedom in the Mercedes. And coming to the last corner now.
Jim could go for fastest lap here. Nope, he will get a 20.17. What do I mean 7?
20.2. Let's see, who else? Freedom.
Jocko set a lap at 20.6. That was actually a great corner by him there.
Freedom in the Mercedes going wide just a little bit, but
that's that corner that you were talking about.
Yeah, like here's the thing though, you want to be able to angle your car good enough to where you can get a really good launch off the corner and keep your speed, because here's the thing, if you're gonna get on that curb like Freedom did, you're not gonna have any of the speed at all to be able to continue your momentum down that back straight, because that is a long back straight, and since that is a a DRS zone, that could be a very big factor when it comes to overtakes with DRS.
Yeah, I also would have to say that that corner is there's a possibility you could take it straight on. Like you could take the corner straight if you get a good enough position there.
I
As
mean it's a very slim
Freedom finishes
chance.
the 119.
19-1, solid lap by
I've
Freedom in the Mercedes.
I've seen it happen, especially in all the times I've done my time trials. If you see some of those best guys go, because it's great to watch them. It's great to watch the ghosts of the best guys on the time trial boards because you get to see how integral these corners are and how you have to be as tight as physically possible without invalidating.
Yeah, I mean it definitely seems to be possible, but I mean at the same time you have to be absolutely perfect in order to do it. Otherwise,
Yeah.
chances are you're probably gonna spin like Alex Albon did IRL here, because it's a very like even though it may seem one of the most like simple corners in the game, it can be very difficult off the exit because the curves are pretty slick, and they
Yeah.
don't have a lot of grip. As we on board
As
with Evids,
Speed sets his lap of a 119.9, just a little faster than his teammate, puts him in the seventh.
Evids here on the lap. See what we can do. Fastest purple sector 2. I'm not sure if that's actually the case. And that's going to be an invalidation, just barely. That's his lap over. 7.5 minutes remaining in this qualifying session, so we're just past halfway. Small NASCAR is on a lap in the McLaren. His teammate movement has not set another lap yet, but his is a 130.9. He's going out of the pit lane now, and DRS is open for this remaining of the straight. Deep on the brakes. Position your car right for this corner exit. Stays in 5th gear, which is interesting. People usually shift down to 4th gear in that corner, but he stays in 5th gear, up to 3rd, 4th, and coming to the line. This will be a pretty solid first lap for small NASCAR, and he goes P2.
As he puts himself in second. Ooh, just 0.03 of a second over Jim. What a lap.
But meanwhile, Spin and Win in the Alfa Romeo is still the man to beat in qualifying. 6/10 to about 6/10 to the good.
I do not know if Evids is still setting his lap, but I know Hendrick Chase is on his. Evids, it looks as though he is setting his lap still.
Did invalidate. I know you briefly went off to do something for a second, but yeah, he did invalidate, and that's another invalidation.
And that's not helping my case of him being one of the top 3 today. Can we?
Meanwhile, Hendrick Chase.
Hendrick's putting it close to the wall. It looks as though he's lagging just a tiny bit if you look at his POV.
Oh my gosh. Alright, well, gonna try and... his car seems really dirty, so it seems like he went off the track somewhere, because his entire car is covered in grass.
I think that might have been a little bit before, in one of his previous laps.
Probably. Oh, he's in the wall. What the heck?
No, he wasn't. This is just lag. He has
I
a
don't think
119.
I've ever seen worse lag in my life before.
Oh. Well, it makes sense that he's got a 120.3 then. Oh my god.
Meanwhile, TTV Go Boom is starting his lap, I believe. So yes, he is. He is. Oh, that's very lucky to get away with that in turn 1. But that.
Oh, and that's an invalidation.
Yep. But the good thing is
Logan Aim is setting his lap right now. If you want to go watch that.
Yep. But the good thing is for Go Boom is that he does have his ERS, so he can just save it and go for another lap. And
Slick NASCAR is in to be the second driver for the...
Whoa! The Williams of Mike G just went straight into turn 1. What happened there? Didn't hit the wall, luckily, but oh my goodness. Just went straight on in turn 1.
Oh, like wait. Logan's about to set a banger of a lap. A 118.6.
Goes P4. It is very tight for P2 at the moment.
It is. Oh, the other Williams nearly just got crashed into.
Very close coming out of the pit lane. Time is ticking down, so if
Paul
you're
Walker
gonna
Supra is going for his lap right now.
All right, let's go on his. He's got someone in the way, but I assume they'll get out of the way, no problem. Oh, he
That
gets
is
on the curb, too much on the
that
curb.
is
That'll.
aim.
Well, I mean, the benefit is that he'll get a little bit of a slipstream right here, as
As
I assume Logan will get out of the way.
Jaco is setting his lap right now.
All right, so everyone is pretty much. Well, no, there's a couple of people in the pit lane, but for the most part,
He
everyone
was
is
way
on
slower
track.
on this lap. He put 123 this time. Movement did upgrade to a 125, but that still won't really help him that much. Who's that red dot that's going super
that's
fast
close.
over there?
McLaren, and I don't know who that was. I think that was.
Oh, that is Big Jim going for a lap. He got stuck a little. Spin and win coming
close.
towards the line.
He is heading into the pit lane, so it's. Oh.
Spin and win retires. I guess he didn't need to put another lap.
The same type of no, he ended up crashing into the pit wall. The same type of thing that HMS Fan 9 did with the pit lane, as the McLaren of Small gets out of the way. Time is ticking down, so if you got to set a lap, you got to do it now because
Freedom puts in a great lap, a 1:18.7, barely beating out Paul Walker's Supra. Wow.
P5 for Freedom as of now, but assuming more people will probably improve as well. Mike G is 3/10 up on his lap.
He put a purple sector. He did put a purple second sector.
It has shown like a purple sector every time I spectate someone, so I don't know if that's actually the case.
I think it's their specific lap that they're putting in, like compared to their specific lap times that they're putting in the purple sector for. But nevertheless, a purple sector is a purple sector.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be costly. That's gonna cause. Yeah, but he's gonna lose all the time in the world with that. He's not gonna improve.
He's gonna get a 119.
No, he's not. It's not even gonna be close.
He
lost all that time with that slide through the penultimate corner. He was, I think, he had to have been at least 5/10 up because he lost so much time. Here comes movement to the line. He is a little bit late on the brakes, but still able to keep it.
Go Boom
safe.
retires from the session.
TTV Go Boom has crashed out in the session. His car might be in the middle of the track. Yes.
A 123.
Other side of the track. 123 for movement. There's a car off. It's movement trying to get out of the way.
Big Jim going for his lap.
Slick NASCAR in the Mercedes.
Oh no! Small tried to go for his lap and just got crashed.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Small just got crashed into by the 3. I don't know if that's Mike G or Speed.
I believe it's Speed. It is.
It is Speed.
That's...
They were both going for a lap at the same time. Small tried passing him on the inside. It was not a good idea to try and pass him on the inside.
So they got 2 cars over here. It's I believe it's Mike G who just finished his lap.
Ooh, Big Jim is up on his time right now. If we want to go in on that.
Yeah, 2.5 up. So P2's definitely a chance.
Oh no!
Then keeps it out of the wall, but that is
Slick
qualifying
NASCAR
over.
puts in a time, 1:25. As Evids will not set a time. Wonder what happened there.
I believe Slick is just now starting his lap because he still has all of his ERS. I'm not sure though. Never mind, he's spitting.
No. Yeah, there goes his lap.
But
Gary looks as though he might be starting his lap right now. Speed is also about to start.
Just made it to the line as well.
Speed will not be able to start his lap.
Slick NASCAR was retired from the session, so this is it. Like, if you're on a time lap, I mean, this is it. So you got to make this count. Garrison is on a lap.
I will say Logan is up on his time right now. If we want to zero in on that, since Logan is the car in front.
Yeah, I believe he's the closest car to the line that'll finish their time lap. So be on board with him. Just over a 10th down on his lap. Ooh, big slide out of that chicane.
Yeah,
gotta make up all the time in Sector 3 though. Gotta make this perfect in order for this to count. It's only 2.5 tenths, just over, to P2. So that's, a front row starting spot if you can get this right.
P4 versus P2 is a big difference also.
Yeah,
especially at
definitely.
this track, trying to get that open air for that first corner, which is congested as all can be.
And to the line.
Oh,
He
just
stays
barely, just
P4. He does not improve.
as we're now on to Garrison.
Garrison completing his lap just about. Dips the wheel in the grass. That's going to affect his lap. That's game over.
He could improve maybe just
It's not
slightly, but
going
I don't
to.
think he'll be anything worth it.
No, it's going to be like a
Yeah, he will
122.
not.
It's not going to be worth it. Too
Dang.
late on the brakes, and that is qualifying. It is the Alfa Romeo of Spin and Win on pole position, followed by Small NASCAR and Big Jim in the Ferrari, completing your top three. Logan Aim just missed out on the top three for qualifying. Freedom Flyer with his best qualifying performance yet in the Mercedes in P5. Paul Walker Super in the Haas P6, Garrison P7. Speed making his D2 debut in the Williams P8. TTV Go Boom, who unfortunately crashed out in qualifying, starts P9. Mike G in the Williams is P10, and following the rest of the grid, Hendrick 9 Chase in the Alpine P11. Jocko in the Red Bull in P12. Movement in the McLaren P13. Slick NASCAR, the second Mercedes driver, and P14. HMS Fan 9 in 15th, and Evids in 16th. HMS Fan 9 and Evids are the only two that were unable to complete a lap due to unfortunate circumstances, but regardless, we're on to the race now. So, what do you expect to see in this race here?
First corner, there will be at least one wing gone, and if I'm being completely honest with you, I can really see what I can see the most happening is at least one wing being gone in that first corner, and I can also see a lot of spins, and hopefully that doesn't involve multiple cars crashing into each other. And is there red flags in the online multiplayer mode? If so, there might be a chance of one of those if something bad happens.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure red flags are turned off because those are bugged. Because after the red flag, is over with, it just ends the race. So until
Okay.
that is fixed, I believe it'll be off for the time being. But as far as what I think is going to happen in the race, I think everyone will get through turn one okay. Turn two is the big problem though, because you're going to be next to each other, you're going to be next to people, and if someone slides up into someone, we could very well see. We could very well see. Um, and there's no formation lap, by the way, so this should be it, I believe. And the lights are out, I believe,
Red
and
flag.
it's a red flag immediately. Okay. Wonderful game, Codemasters. You did us a good job here. Well, everyone has just earned a free pit stop, so
What just happened?
it may be because of how bad Hendrick's lag is. I'm not sure, and I'm not sure what's going on with the lobby right now.
Technical difficulties. We'll be back in just a second. You have to figure out what's going on here.
It says it's starting in 20 seconds, but mainly because of the red flag. So, unfortunately, we will be doing a lobby reset, I think.
Pretty sure we're doing a lobby reset, and I'm pretty sure Hendrick Chase will be kicked out of this lobby.
Due to unfortunate circumstances, because the lag is just too bad.
Well, that's upsetting. Actually,
And he
we
has
are
left,
back.
so it's lap 3, and people are on different tires. So it's a little bit bugged, but this should be, and
We are starting. Oh,
HMS Fan 9 gets
HMS
a
fan.
drive-through, but lights are out, and we are underway. Freedom jumps up to P2, in front of the
Oh,
McLaren. They
spin.
spin.
The number.
It's
Okay,
chaos. It's complete
I
chaos.
told you this would happen.
Cars are
Gary's in
going
first
everywhere.
place. Big Jim's in second. Paul Walker Super's in third. This is madness. Movement retired.
Um, I would assume. I would assume.
Safety car is out.
I would assume we're restarting the lobby because something just doesn't seem right about this.
I don't think we are.
Well, considering the red flag, and for some reason Masopes is in the race, I don't know how that happened. But we're probably gonna restart because that lag caused all that. Um, and it caused movement to DNF already, so we're probably gonna restart. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But
No words yet on if we're restarting or not. Uh, yeah, I do not see mass amount of people leaving, so I do not think we are restarting.
so well,
Oh,
this
speeding in the
is
pit lane.
yeah for I believe someone.
Mason has retired because I don't think he was supposed to be in the race. It's been and when retired.
Well, not sure
People
what.
are leaving, and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, this is very confusing to be honest. I'm not sure what's going on. People are leaving, crashing out. I don't even know what even caused the incident in turn one. Um, and I am getting word. Yep, we are restarting, so this will be a restart.
Okay, thank you. So we shall leave the lobby
Yep.
and quit to main menu. That was
Do you even know what even happened in turn one to even cause that incident to begin with?
so. I guess Freedom accidentally hit his back end, which caused him to spin. Considering the leader spun, I feel like a lot of people had chaos go loose
Hmm.
and crashes. I told you at least one wing was going to be gone. I didn't think a whole driver.
Yeah. That was pretty odd to say the least. Obviously, the good thing is we're going to be restarting. Unfortunately for Hendrick 9, he's not going to be able to race due to his lag because his lag did cause all that trouble, unfortunately. So that's really unfortunate that we will have one less driver, but nonetheless, we still got a race on our hands. So, after seeing qualifying, what do you think we'll see as the podium finishers?
Depending on the lobby, spin and win, I can see having a chance at it. Can I just name you my top 5 people I think have a chance? Because I feel like there's at
Sure,
five
go for it.
people. Evids, Paul Walker Supra, Freedom, Big Jim, and Slick NASCAR.
So, one thing that I do want to notice is that, obviously watching qualifying, a lot of people went off in that corner after the chicane and got their time immediately invalidated. So it'll be interesting to see how many people get warnings, how many people get penalties. It'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. The lobby is currently being reset at the moment, but as far as that goes, now that it's going to be a different lobby, do you think we might see the chance of rain since it is dynamic weather?
No, not to start at least.
Interesting.
But there is a chance. There's definitely a chance. There's always a chance if it's dynamic weather. But I don't think it's going to start off with rain.
Still waiting on the lobby invites at the moment, but who do you think will score the most points this Grand Prix weekend?
I feel like it's got to be one of the teams with multiple drivers, and I feel like that's going to be the Haas.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. However,
They should have sent out a lobby invite for you.
And yes, I have got it right now. We're joining. Now we are in the lobby, just waiting for everyone to join, and that way we can be able to start this race. Most of everyone is already almost in here, so that's pretty good. It'll take a little bit to get this lobby situated due to having to, set the grid because it is a custom grid. It's gonna have to be a custom grid because this did occur after qualifying.
Yes, which I'm guessing they're trying to set that up now.
Mm-hmm.
Have we got this figured out yet?
it seems like most of the people are starting to ready up. So um, we haven't got the drivers have not gotten the command to ready up at the moment, but should be starting here shortly.
I feel like eventually we'll figure it out. It's gonna be pretty soon. I'm gonna go check and see how long this is projected to be. Waiting for Jackson's call. They said it should be around a minute or two for Jackson to be ready with all this.
Well, as we continue to wait for the green flag to, well, lights out to drop, now that we've seen, what could happen in the first corner, what do we think is actually going to happen now? Now that, it's a new lobby and, it's a little bit of a different circumstance without the lag.
I still feel like there's gonna be at least one crash. I don't feel like it's gonna be someone out of the race though.
That could be a very good thing, or that could be something to happen. I was not expecting to see, and the drivers have been given the command to ready up, so we are starting this shortly. But based on that first start, I was not expecting to see the drivers spin all over the place like how the IRL Australian GP went with everyone crashing in a turn one. But honestly, I can expect some chaos, definitely, especially here.
Mm-hmm. and we are starting.
Drivers will be given a little bit of some time to put in their race setups since we are, going straight into the race itself instead of qualifying. So we'll be starting a little bit later than expected, but nonetheless, we still got a race on our hands to be able to hopefully put on a good show. All right, now we are waiting for everyone to finish putting in their setups. It's either gonna be a one-stop strategy or a two-stop strategy. Here we go, and the
And
lights
we're
are out,
off.
and we are
And the
off.
safety car?
Incredible. This, I don't even know what to even say about this. People are passing each other under safety car. No idea what's going on. Codemasters. Jeez. This is honestly kind of getting annoying at this point. I don't even know what to even say about this.
I don't know what to tell you either. This might be a short. This might be a short stream, guys.
Yeah.
So I guess we're going to Oh, Evids is out.
Yep. He has retired
So
from the session. That is
so
one
I
DNF.
guess we are going to figure out what happens with the safety car, and then if it's still messed up, then can it? That's what it looks like.
I'm not sure what's gonna go on here because if the safety car is bugged, then at the very least, probably gonna do a 25% at the very least.
Where though?
Here, it'll just be a 25% race here because it's already from the time that we finished qualifying to now. It's at least a little bit equal to half the race distance here. So. Um, I'm not sure what the idea is going to be. a couple of people into the pit lane already. Mayhem is going on to, looks like the hards. Not really a lot happening in this race, unfortunately, but people have switched onto the hard tires as we're still under safety car for the game not being cooperative with us at all for some reason.
I do not know what to tell you.
I
We've
don't know
gone
either.
3 laps under safety car. I know the first safety car last time when we were in Saudi Arabia went around like 4 laps or so, but I don't know how long this one will go. I think they're waiting for Mayhem to catch up.
It should be in this lap. I know that sometimes the max amount of laps it has to do is 3. So it'll go in eventually. But at the very least, we'll go green back on lap 5. So safety car is in this lap. So hopefully this time we'll be able to get the race underway as the Alfa Romeo of Spin and Win creates the gap to the safety car. But as far as the race itself, going back to the race, a lot of people on mediums, so it's a little bit split. Most of them on mediums, some on hards, and some on softs. So two people have pitted. Mayhem going onto the hard compound tire. Not sure if that's going to last the entire race, but we'll see. But nonetheless, we are going to get this underway, hopefully. So this is pretty much a safety car, or a rolling start, per se. And coming out of the last corner now. And we are green. Lights are out, technically, for this safety car restart. Here at Australia, Spin and Win trying to break the slipstream in the McLaren and the small NASCAR. Big Jim and the Ferrari just behind. Everyone gets through turn 1 clean. A little bit of a battle here between the Aston Martin, and the Williams of a Speed. The Aston Martin looking down to the inside. Gonna get that spot maybe. Speed gets the traction off the corner. Stays ahead as a lot of drivers not warming up the tires properly. There has been a gap between Slick and Movement. And Movement's off. But he saves it. What a save. And there's a crash in the back. That's Mayhem. That's Mayhem and Slick
has retired, and
that's another safety car.
TTV Go Boom has retired.
So
Mike G 5-second penalty, severe collision with Jocko.
So I'm not sure what happened, but this is a completely different incident. Wow. All right then. All right, that's interesting. So TTV Go Boom and Slick crashed with each other. But the Jocko incident and Mike G, that's a whole different incident. So, I'm not sure what happened there. Because Mike G got the penalty for slamming into him, and his entire front wing's gone. So what I assume had happened is that Mike G didn't slow up in time, hit the back of Jocko, and has damaged his front wing. But he's going to the pit lane now to change that front wing and serve the penalty. So the safety car really kind of saved him. So Jocko in the pit lane as well. Red Bull and the Williams. This is starting to play into Mayhem's favor just a little bit because safety car does help maximize that stint on the hard tires, but that's still, it'll be, as he has left the session, I assume that is a lag out. He will be back shortly. But nonetheless, the Alfa Romeo still leads over the McLaren and the Haas. Big Jim has fallen down to 5th. Freedom is up to 4th after really qualifying in 5th. Logan Aim in 6th, Garrison in 7th. Speed in his Division 2 debut is in the points right now in 8th. HMS Fan in 9th. Movement rounding out your points, paying position, and 10th. But now that these two safety cars have happened, do you think we can see a one-stop strategy for both the soft and medium runners?
I don't know about the soft runners, but the medium runners definitely. because it just depends on how long the safety car is out. But I don't think I see the soft runners having any sort of way of getting anything but a two stop, because these tires can only go maybe like 10 to 15 laps before they are completely dead.
Yeah. I think I think the soft runners can like for example, the only two people on softs are Movement and small NASCAR. So I do believe that same with the medium runners. You can stretch that stint. I mean, we've really only done one lap under green flag conditions, so um, you can pretty much split this race strategy in half if you're on softs, but if you're on mediums, that's even better for you because as the run goes on, the tires will start to have more temperature in them as the laps go on, and even when the tires go away, you'll still have that grip compared to the old softs. So old mediums, from what I've experienced in the past at least, old mediums are better than old softs by far. Um, so it'll be interesting to see how long these medium runners can stretch the mediums. But as far as the hards, it'll be interesting to see if any of them try to go to the end of the race. I mean, it's asking for a lot considering we've already had two safety cars. Well, necessarily only one, but it'll be interesting
I
to see if they can stretch it to the end of the race.
If there's any hard strategy that can make it to the end of the race, it's Jaco. Other than that, I don't think there will be.
Yeah, I mean, Mayhem maybe because he is. I mean, he basically just pitted for the media or for the hards. So safety car should be in this lap once again.
Something just came up. Is it possible if I can get going? An emergency just came up for me. Borchi?
What?
Emergency just came up for me. Is it possible if I can get going real quick?
Yep, go for it.
Okay. I'm gonna have to leave the party.
All right. Due to unfortunate events, Fortunator will no longer be commentating with me. But safety car is going to be in this lap regardless. It'll just be me commentating. But we are going to be going back racing once again. And now on board with the Alfa Romeo. And he is off. We are green, and oh my goodness, there's a lot of cars going all over the place with the legal overtakes. Surely, a lot of people passing before the line, not timing the times right, as the Alfa Romeo of Spin and Win gets away. Small NASCAR in P2, Freedom up to P3 in the Mercedes. What a start. Here comes the Haas, and they're in the wall again. That's going to be a collision penalty most likely. Keep it green for now. Someone's going to crash off of here. Keep it straight. Watch out, watch out, watch out. This is chaos. Now that everyone's unghosted, Garrison is up to P3 in the AlphaTauri. And there's a caution in sector 2. There's a crash with the McLaren, and what is going on in this race? And there's another safety car. Come on, guys. We're better than this. Seriously? This is extremely annoying. Come on, guys. You're better than this. Well, another safety car has came out. No one. Oh, there we go. Got a couple of people. Well, Freedom, of course, has to be in the pit lane. Oh, slow down. There you go. Pretty much all the medium runners are pitting, besides Mike G. Movement, unfortunately, with a 5-second time penalty, but that's going to be probably served because he is replacing his front wing. Mayhem back in the pit lane as well. Speed might be able to gain a position or two from this. Yeah, he will. So he'll be up to P11, I believe. Just barely. Yep. Freedom has gone onto the softs. Everyone on hards. But the people that have not pitted yet, Logan Aim, Garrison, Small NASCAR, and Spin and Win. So, um, this is just the most chaotic race that I've ever commentated, but nonetheless, the race is still going on, so this is going to take a very long time, to be honest. But at some point, the safety cars will stop happening because I'm pretty sure the max amount of safety cars that can happen per race in a 50% race is 4. So, regardless, if there's another safety car or two, it will stop eventually. But everyone, still waiting on the Mercedes and McLaren in the back there of Mayhem and Movement to catch up. I assume Movement will be pitting again to serve that 5-second penalty, because if you do serve it under green, then it's not ideal to serve it under green, especially when you have an opportunity to serve it under safety car. So of course, no one in the top 4 is going to be pitting. There we go. Mike G in the Williams going to dive into the pit lane, I assume, to go on the hard tires at this point. That's what I assume. If I can go to the race director and look at the drivers. Where is he? There he is. A few lap times, and he is going on to, if I can see, so he started on softs, mediums, and I assume he is on the hards. And he is. So Williams driver has pitted for the hard tires, getting those tires up to temperature. Very cold tires. Gotta watch out in turn 1, because that is a pretty bad pit exit, if I must say, since it joins right on the racing line, to be honest. But nonetheless, still only 8 completed laps in this race so far. But the safety car should be in this lap, regardless. Well, regardless, safety car is in this lap, so hopefully we can get back going again for the 3rd time. I just hope that we can get a clean race underway, because this has been dreadful to watch, to be honest, because it's been chaotic, it's been all over the place. But now that is all said and done, we are going to be back racing once again. So, just waiting on the Alfa Romeo's signal to go, because the safety car is in the pit lane, so he is free to go, and he is off. And he is going to get a pretty good gap, using a little bit of ERS as well, warming up the tires. And Slick NASCAR has left the session, unfortunately, so he is no longer... Oh, there's a car off! Small NASCAR is off, and I believe the Red Bull as well. There's more chaos as Freedom jumps up to 6th. There's a McLaren down the inside! That's close. That's Small NASCAR getting his elbows out, but I believe that was a Red Bull that just went straight off, but he's in P2 as of now. But there's a crash. Oh my gosh, come on guys, please don't. Oh, that's close. That's another safety car. Come on guys, we're better than this. Seriously? I'm speechless. I'm honestly speechless. I don't even know what to even say. There's been destruction after every safety car restart, no matter what. 12 people still in this event. 3 people with time penalties. I don't know if that's collision warnings. So 2 of them with time penalties itself. And then movement with the speeding in the pit lane penalty. Let's see here. And no one is going into the pit lane. This is helping, really this is helping Big Jim out a lot, because he is only on 2-lap old hard tires. Make that 3 laps old, but, I mean, it doesn't really mean anything considering we've only had 3 green flag laps. Speed Racer, with a 5-second penalty as the McLarens are double stacking. Both small NASCAR and movement in the pit lane. Movement, serving that 5-second penalty before the wing change. Paul Walker Supra. So over half the grid that is still in this race has pitted. 5th on up has stayed out. Spinowin has pretty much the only car that is not pitted yet. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. Safety car is going to be in next lap, so we'll be going green on lap 13. So, as we wait for the safety car to go in, I assume since Spinowin is the only car that has not pitted yet, I assume he's committed to the medium to soft strategy, which could very well play into his favor if there indeed is another safety car. I'm not sure though, but 12 people still in this event as someone's pitting. It is Garrison in the AlphaTauri who's pitting. Taking off those soft tires, and I would assume be going on to maybe the medium tires or the hard tires. We'll have to see, and it is the first set of mediums. Making a wing change as well. And back out onto the track he goes. So, with all that said and done, this has honestly been a very chaotic race, to say the least. Spinowin is currently leading because he has not stopped yet. Everyone else has. Everyone else has made at least 3 or 4 stops, to say the least. But the people on the freshest tires are Mike G, Small NASCAR, and Logan Aim on the mediums, Speed on the softs, as well as Paul Walker Supra. So everyone is pretty much on brand new tires other than Jocko and Spinowin. So the safety car should be in this lap, crossing the Sector 2 line just about now. And yes, there is the message from the race control in this lobby. We are going to go, hopefully, green for the rest of the race, which honestly at this point I really doubt it, because this has been the most chaotic race I've ever watched in my life as far as league racing. But nonetheless, we are going to be going green once again. The Red Bull just behind the Alfa Romeo. Everyone warming up the tires, making sure they're in optimal temperature zone for the safety car restart. But on board with the Alfa Romeo now, just waiting on his signal to go, because the safety car is going into the pit lane right now. And there is the signal. He is off. The Alfa Romeo is off. He didn't get that big of a jump at the start, but here comes the Williams of Speed to the inside of Small NASCAR. Oh, let's contact a little bit. Small NASCAR spins Mike G around. and they are spinning all over the place. Side by side for P2, Big Jim making the move on the Red Bull. He is up to P2, and there's a VSC out, unfortunately, and oh, that's going to be probably removed. Big Jim got a 3-second penalty for going off the track, and Small NASCAR has retired from the session. It is a VSC as of now. No more safety cars, I believe. And yes, I am eating chips on this broadcast because I got nothing better to do other than commentate this by myself. So, 11 people in the running as of now. I'm not sure what happened with Mike G and Small, but Small must have just dive bombed turn 1 and just destroyed the Williams. But the Williams is still in the race, but obviously not in the position where he wants to be. I assume VSC has got to be ending soon, I would assume. But Big Jim would be the net leader after this race ends. And the safety car, VSC is still out, so as someone's in the pit lane, Freedom is in the pit lane once again, and Movement has been disqualified, or no, a drive-through, never mind, excuse me, a drive-through for speeding under the safety car. That's unfortunate, but HMS Fan 9 is up to P2. I'm not sure what happened to Big Jim. A big moment in there, but HMS Fan 9 is up into P2 ahead of Big Jim in the Ferrari. Jocko gets a penalty. Garrison is off. So is Jocko. Jocko's missing his whole entire front wing. Watch out. McLaren's got to watch out for this. It's just chaos for the Australian Grand Prix. But nonetheless, this is what exactly... Oh, there's been contact with someone. I'm not sure what happened here, but we are officially... Oh, Spinnerwin has crashed into the wall. And the leader has crashed out into the race. And that will probably be another safety car, maybe. That's unfortunate for Spinnerwin. He was leading this race, but no safety car, so this is going to be the battle for the race win as we wind this race down. HMS Fan 9 in the lead of the race, and just honestly chaos. It's almost a all Ferrari team podium as Big Jim dives down to the inside, maybe thinks about it, backs off. That's gonna be a warning for HMS Fan 9. Oh, he's in the wall. He's off the track. HMS Fan 9 is off to the track and he falls down to P4. Here comes Paul Walker Supra in the Haas. And now Garrison up into P2. What a turn of events this has been. On board with the Ferrari now, Big Jim 11 is in third. HMS Fan, who entered turn 1 and as the leader, has fallen down to P4, but he is still within the leaders. Top two are starting to pull away a little bit. Using all that ERS and speed with another time penalty. Will Garrison go for the lead? He backs out of it smartly. That's not a place where you want to make an overtaking move, especially just halfway into the race, but nonetheless, pretty far spread out race here, but Freedom with the time penalty. That's a big slide from the Haas, but DRS, I believe, is enabled this lap. Oh, he gets a big slide off the corner. Paul Walker Supra has another slide, and DRS has already been enabled. That helps Garrison pull away, and he sets the fastest lap of the race. Here comes Big Jim in the Ferrari. Can't even speak right now because of how much stuff is going on. But Freedom with the fastest lap with the 21.3. But these two are still with each other for now. But I believe, Garrison does have the fresher tires and the better tires as well. So a lot of slide out of the Haas. It's not looking too comfortable on the track right now. With the back of the car stepping out almost every corner. Big Jim is not in DRS. HMS Fan has fallen off by 2.5 seconds behind the Ferrari. Big Jim is in the DRS zone as he closes in. This is Sector 2 yellow. Freedom is out. That is a crash on the back straight. I'm not sure what happened. He may have gotten into the grass a little bit and spun the car. He is sitting in the middle of the track. That is the Mercedes out of this race. And we are down to 9 runners in this race. Garrison still leading just over 6/10 on the Haas of Paul Walker Supra. The Ferrari of Jim falling back a little bit. Oh, he saves it. What a save. But he's going to lose a lot of time. But, you know, a lot of people sliding around on these hard tires. But it is Garrison who is leading the race as of now. Other than that, nothing really going on. Everyone's pretty much spread out pretty evenly as far as the top 5 go. But meanwhile, on his debut, like I've mentioned multiple times, Speed Racer. He's in P6. It's his first race on this game at this track as well, so it's pretty good that he isn't DNF'd so far. If he can make it, if he can bring it home in P6, that's going to be a very good result for him. But not only for him, but also for Williams as well, as no one is really close to each other. They are all pretty much spread out. The Haas is trying to reel in that AlphaTauri, but not doing him any good with the rear end sliding out like that. But he does catch him a little bit through here, as the AlphaTauri does have a little bit of a slide, but nonetheless, still pretty close to each other within the top 4. But the question is, it'll be interesting to see if the AlphaTauri can make it to the end of the race on these medium tires, because he's already been on them for 6 laps, and he's still got another about 10-11 laps to go. So it's going to be about 17 laps on these tires regardless. So Big Jim gonna try and hold on, I would assume, to the end of the race, because excuse me, because by the time this race ends, Big Jim and HMS Fan will be on about 20 lap old hards, which is not really ideal, but you know, about half this race has been under safety cars, so it could very well work. But nonetheless, it'd be interesting to see if they're going to be able to make it. But because here's the thing, though, Mike G is on 7-lap old mediums, and he's starting to reel in the Aston Martin of HMS, and he's pretty fast right now. He is closing in a little bit. Gap was about 3.5 a little bit ago. Now it's 3.0. It's up to a 2.5 second lead on the AlphaTauri for Garrison, and that's another time penalty for HMS Fan. So that would be up to. So that's actually his first penalty. So 3 seconds for Jim, 3 seconds for HMS. Excuse me. And 3 seconds for Mike G. So, you know, if these two, or if all 3 of these drivers get close to each other, we could have a fight for a podium here in these last couple of laps. It is with just over 10 laps to go. Speed, unfortunately, is not, I would say, not quite used to the track limits in this game, because this is unstrict. He's up to 14 seconds, but movement with 5 seconds hasn't served that 5-second penalty yet. Chago with 12. Garrison has pulled the lead up to over 3.5 seconds. Meanwhile, the Ferrari of Jim is starting to reel in that Haas. He's under a second here, so this is going to be the only battle, really, the entire race, for the most part. And Not sure if he's in DRS quite yet. He is not, but the Haas is really struggling. They're about only, on the same tire pretty much. Only one lap of a difference, but the Haas is really struggling to keep to keep the rear of the car stable. So Jim is going to be, if he can get through here pretty good, he does. He's going to have DRS, and I would assume he would be using his ERS as well a little bit. So this is, at this point, this is Garrison's race to lose. He's closing in on the Haas, but not going to make a move. Probably going to wait till the main straight to be able to make that move, because you don't want to pass him here and then be in that vulnerable position to lose that position on the main straight over again. Jim goes wide, loses a lot of time, but he might still be in that 1 second range, just about. And he will be, so he will get DRS, but he's gaining a lot of time on the Haas driver. Going to be using the ERS, it looks like, I'm not sure, but he is closing in on that Haas, so the Haas right now has got to feel a lot of pressure, because normally you're racing for a podium, but the cars behind, well, HMS has fallen off 7 seconds, not sure what happened to him, but this is for P2 right now, and so if Jim does get around this Haas, he has to create that 3-second gap to the Haas in order to keep P2, which, as far as it looks right now, he is going to do that, because the Haas is struggling all over the place right now for grip. And Mike G with another time penalty, and here comes the Ferrari up to P2, and he will do that with no problem whatsoever. Jim is up into P2 as of now. Garrison is only 5 seconds ahead, but he is on those old mediums. A little bit fresher than the hards, but by the time lap 25 will come, it might be a struggle for him, but I'm not sure. But now, Big Jim just has to worry about, getting away from the Haas, which I think he'll do pretty comfortably, to be honest, because the Haas is sliding around all over the place. And, I think it'll be pretty easy for him to build a 3-second gap now that he's actually, in front of him. But HMS fan back there in P4, Mike G in P5, Logan Aim in P6. So pretty good. I would say pretty good points day for a team as regardless of Aston Martin and Williams. So pretty good results for them. Movement into the points as well as of now. Jocko in the Red Bull P9. The Red Bull Junior team AlphaTauri is currently leading this race with 8 laps to go. So winding down. Paul Walker Stupa still within that 3-second gap of Jim and the Ferrari. It'll be interesting to see if that's a cut, but probably can get away with that. But not sure how many warnings he's on at the moment. But he is in the DRS and a little bit deep on the brakes. But as long as the Haas can stay within that 3-second gap, that P2 is his. But there's been so many incidents. I don't even know what the incident report's going to look like after this race. It's going to be crazy for sure. The gap's still 5.3 seconds to Garrison in the AlphaTauri, so maybe late in the race we could see Garrison begin to struggle on those medium tires. I'm not sure though, but the Haas still within that 1-second gap of the DRS as Mike G is going into the pit lane to change onto the soft tires and most likely will go for fast lap, and he will be just ahead, maybe? It'll be close. Yep, he'll just be ahead of his teammate in the Williams of speed. But that fastest lap will most likely go to Mike G as he pitted for first softs. other than that, this is really the only battle we're going to be watching. That's a close one. I'm not sure if that's a fair time penalty because I didn't see all four tires go off that white line, but I'm not sure though. That's a 3-second penalty, so as of now, it's fair game for P2. So, um, Jim has to think. Oh, he goes off. That's going to open the door for the Haas to go have the opportunity at getting DRS now down the long straight, going by him with no problem at all. The Haas back up into P2, and Jim falls in behind in third, but I do think that Jim is the better driver in this situation because his car just seems more stable than the Haas, and the Haas is just trying to do everything he can to stay in front at this point because, unless something happens to Garrison as he's, coming up to lap the Red Bull of Jocko, Garrison has this locked up unless something happens to him, of course. But as far as this battle, this is really the only battle we're going to have the rest of the race. Jim is going to have DRS again, but we'll probably honestly wait in order to make that overtake on the main straight like the Haas did. Thought about it to go to the inside to maybe catch the Haas off guard, but now DRS open, I think again, I'm not sure. Yes, it is open again, and not quite close enough to make an overtake opportunity, but he definitely will have that opportunity as long as he can stay with him here through these last couple of corners. The Haas just a little bit of deep entry in the corner. Now here comes Ferrari. The Haas out of shape again out of the last corner, but the Haas is using the ERS all he can to keep that P2. And now through turn 1 and turn 2, Big Jim is going to have DRS and ERS. Does he go to the inside? No, he backs off. Smart move from the Ferrari driver. And the Haas is really out of shape. Almost spins it, but he saves it. And now the Ferrari is all over the rear wing. And he's going to go flying by on this main back straight if he can keep it together. As Jocko has been lapped by Garrison in the AlphaTauri. And here comes Big Jim on board with him now. Going to be side by side with him down this back straight. The Haas cannot defend. He doesn't have ERS or DRS at all, but he's still within striking distance of that Ferrari whenever they get to sector 3. And Big Jim gets really out of shape. Not sure what happened there. And Jim might actually get get DRS from this lap car of Jocko. I'm trying to see if that rear wing opens on the Ferrari, and it doesn't as Jocko gets out of the way. Blue flags for the Red Bull, and he gets out of the way perfectly fine. And now the Haas with DRS, not quite close enough. I think the Ferrari might pull away if he can just keep it together, because he does have more ERS than the Haas does, but nonetheless, 4 laps to go as the Haas is really out of shape, 7/10 back, still going to be slightly in DRS, but he's going to do everything he can to reel in that Ferrari as DRS is open once again. Not that close to the Ferrari as he's been previous times. He's only 4/10 back, but the Ferrari offset in the corner. That's going to be, well, that's close. You don't want to do that too many times, otherwise you're going to get another penalty. But very close with the Haas and the Ferrari, but the Ferrari does have more ERS than the Haas. So the Ferrari really should not have a problem trying to stay ahead of the Haas, because even though he'll have DRS, the Ferrari just can defend with ERS. Oh! Around goes the Ferrari of Big Jim. He's into the barrier. And here comes HMS Fan 9 to maybe get that podium spot. It's only 3 laps to go. That's a lot of damage on the Ferrari, and Aston Martin is just behind him. I mean, everyone does have time penalties, so I'm not sure. Everyone besides Garrison has time penalties, so the Ferrari is really struggling to keep that car on the track, and HMS fan will go by with no problem. Unfortunately for Big Jim, that's the podium gone right now as HMS gets into the grass a little bit, but the Ferrari is fighting back with a straight line speed, doing everything he can, but he's just gonna let the Aston Martin go. It's not worth the fight. This might even be, this is going to be P3 and P4, but that's if Jim doesn't pit, which I don't think he will, because Logan also has 3 seconds of penalties, so, and he's still 11 seconds back, so, meanwhile, the top two are just gone now, so, HMS Fan 9 and P3, for that final podium spot. Big Jim stays on track, which is no surprise because he doesn't want to give up 5th and I believe 6th as well. So Mike G is catching the Aston Martin just a little bit, but I'm not sure if he's going to get there in time. He does have more time penalties than the Aston, so even if he gets around him, not sure if he's going to be able to create that 3-second gap as HMS Fan really sideways off that corner. But those are the top 3 as of now. It's been a very hectic race, to say the least. Yeah, wow. I don't know what to say. This has been the most chaotic race I've ever commentated, and probably the longest race I'll ever commentate, to be honest, because I don't think I've ever commentated a race lasting probably more than... It's been at least 2.5 hours. Which is honestly crazy. And there's a Sector 3 yellow, and that is Jocko, I believe, that has either let someone by or has spun. But still, it's the last lap of the race. Garrison is on his way home to collect, I believe, his first win in this season. I was not there for Jeddah, unfortunately. So I'm not sure how he did there, but you know, if he can keep this lap together clean, he will win the Australian Grand Prix. Paul Walker Supra will most likely finish second. HMS Fan in third. Big Jim currently in P4, but Logan is honestly pretty close to him. He's only 4.9 seconds back, and Jim does not have that in plate on the right side, so this could be very interesting to see how this plays out in this last lap, because both of them do have the same amount of time penalties, and I believe Logan will get DRS from the Red Bull as Mike G picks up another time penalty, and yes, the Aston Martin does get the DRS. He's only 3.6 back. He's got to do everything he can, but if he had another lap as Garrison crosses the line to win the Australian Grand Prix, Paul Walker Supra comes home in P2, and coming through this last corner, if he can keep it together, and HMS Fan 9 will finish on the podium. And that's really close. The Aston Martin of Logan Aim right behind the Ferrari Big Jim, but it's not going to be enough. Big Jim will hold on for P4 at the very least. Good result for Big Jim regardless. Logan A in P5, Mike G in the Williams, P6, Movement P7, and I believe it was Speed in P8. I'm not sure what the results were because it went away as I was going through them, but Garrison is your winner after all the chaos today. Driver of the day is Mike G in the Williams. And I do believe he did get the fast lap as well. But what a race, honestly, what a chaotic race. This has been the longest race I've ever dealt with. Garrison runs onto the podium with the American flag. He wins today, and wow, I'm just this. I'm sure everyone who is finally done with this race is, glad it's over with because it has been a very long night. It is, it is just past 9:30 Central Time in the U.S. Um, but wow. Garrison is your winner, and the remaining people who finished this race: Speed Racer, on his debut for Williams in P8, got a couple of points for the team, not bad. Jocko in P9, and Freedom in P10. So that's it for Australia. Now to maybe get the podium drivers in this lobby. That's if I can add them. Let's see if I can do that. And they will be added to the party momentarily. And let's see here. Garrison, HMS Fan 9, and Paul Walker Supra have joined the party. We've got 2 of the 3 podium drivers in the party. Just waiting on the winner itself. For the people who have joined the party, make sure your mic audio is to sharing. That way we can listen to your interviews on the live stream.
How do I make sure to do that?
It'll be in, so whenever you go to like the main party, if you're on PS5, go to voice chat settings and just hit allow to share your voice. It'll be easy. Let's see, showroom. So starting off with P3, HMS Fan 9 YT. Just tell us about your race and just how you were able to end up on the podium in those last couple of laps. Yeah. And obviously, this is probably the longest F1 race weekend we'll be a part of, to be honest, because it has lasted 2.5 hours, just about. But, when those safety cars were coming out, what kind of strategy were you initially thinking about, based on the race starts and everything? Mm-hmm. Congrats on, I believe this is your first podium in this series, so congrats on that. And obviously, what are your thoughts next weekend, as if you thought this race was chaotic, we go to Monaco next. Yeah, definitely we'll probably see a few of those. Congrats on your third place finish and the podium. Now moving on to our second place finisher. In the Haas for P2. Pretty good result for you. Just give us your thoughts on the race.
Well, obviously, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think I was going to race it. I gotta get up early in the morning, so I was like, hey, I can probably skip it. And then a sudden urge just came to race, and found a random setup online and qualified P6, and it just got me super excited. And I was running good. Then obviously got in the incident with the Mercedes. I gotta go I don't know what kind of happened. I gotta watch it back, and if it was my fault, I apologize. But all the safety cars, I mean, as many laps as the safety car was running, he might as well be entered as an 11th team.
Yeah, honestly. There was, I believe, 3 safety cars and 1 VSC, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're correct.
in this race. But just also, what was it like, battling for P2 with the Haas of Big Jim in those last couple of laps?
If you're, I believe you mean Ferrari of Big Jim, but
Yes, the Ferrari Big Jim.
I really wasn't trying to battle with him. I was just trying to let it ease, I felt like I could stay within 3 seconds because he had that time penalty, so I was just trying to stay in DRS. But once I got that time penalty, I pushed as hard as I could, and honestly, it was a great battle.
Hmm.
And I was kind of relieved to see him spin. Obviously, hate it for him, but kind of relieved for myself.
Right. And I did notice, while watching you two battle, the rear of your car did step out on a lot of corners. So was that towards, old tires, or was that, something about the setup per se?
A skill issue. I really, this is like my third race. I've been on
Right.
medium traction control, so
Okay.
I'm still trying to learn the ropes. So it's really a skill issue, but I felt like I was able to control it more this race
Right.
than previous.
Of course. Congrats on your P2. And now moving on to the winner of this chaotic mess is Garrison. Garrison, first off, congrats on the win. Second off, what are your thoughts on this chaotic race?
First off, shit show, absolute shit show. From the
Yeah,
get-go, shit show.
it's probably the best, probably the best way to put it, to be honest.
I didn't expect 3 safety cars to happen in one sitting, but with this group, now it's really relevant,
Yep.
really bad.
And, obviously, while, what was your thought, like, when you were running P2 behind the Alfa Romeo of Spin and Win, what were your thoughts initially when, you've seen the leader himself crash out of the race, and, all of a sudden, you're in the lead of the race?
I was actually back and forth when I saw Spin and Win crash out. I was like, what the hell happened to Spin and Win? And then I'm riding, and then I see Big Jim and Super getting closer to me, but I'm on mediums, and I'm like, uh-oh, I shouldn't be pushing this hard. But then eventually I got around both of them, and I took care of the tires, and was good the rest of the way. Pretty much.
Right. And obviously, if I can pull up the points, I believe you will be the points leader, because Evids and Small NASCAR did not score points at all. So you'll be the championship leader heading into Monaco by a pretty significant amount. So what are your thoughts on that? As if we have this many safety cars at Australia, what do you think how Monaco is going to go?
Oh, at least 5 times worse. At least 5 times worse.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, but obviously, congrats on the win, and congrats on, getting the championship lead. But yeah, this is it for Australia. Next week will be the Monaco Grand Prix. Same time, but not sure if, we're going to be having as many safety cars. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. My name is That One Portrait Dude. Fortunator was with me earlier, but he had to leave due to a personal issue. So we hope everything is alright with that. But that has been the Australian Grand Prix. Join us next time, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, at the Monaco Grand Prix next weekend for Division 2. And tune in tomorrow for Division 1 as well. Same track here, Australia, Division 1. So hopefully that goes a little bit better. But yeah, my name is That One Portrait Dude, signing off, and we'll see you guys next week.